Okay, Dan, our next honoree in the under 2 million in sales category is Alexandria Lavaroni from Treats General Store.
Yeah, and again, every year when we do this, the stories that are involved are just so interesting, and it really is such a great illustration of the stories that are a part of this industry to begin with. And Alexandria is the latest in her family to succeed at Treats. In fact, she is the fifth generation. I mean, a lot of times we talk about second generation, third generation, but it's rare that we get as deep as the fifth generation for a business that's just been running that long. In fact, Treats is still being run by the original owners of the business, and it is over 150 years old and was recognized by the state of California as one of the longest lasting businesses in the state. I mean, really, an impressive thing when you think about it for any business. But that's a story we do hear frequently, is the longevity of businesses in this industry. And the great thing about it, what Alexandria is doing there as the fifth generation to be involved in the business as the manager of the operation, she's not just resting on any one of those 150 years. She's constantly pushing new things. And she herself, she's not scared to get her hands dirty. And I'll tell you about that here in a little bit, literally. But she's also challenging herself. Not only is she really immersed herself in the day-to-day operations of the store, but she's done things like she coordinates with vendors. She coordinates with other retailers to learn about best practices, to learn more about the product. She's really embraced this. She's even gone online to learn more about marketing and running a business and those sorts of things. And she also has created and oversees kind of an educational training program for the staff at the store. So she's really understands the value of training. And I know something that's near and dear to us at NHPA. So she's been in the management role for 4 years. And since she took over managing the store, these kind of things are starting to pay off. And they've seen a 25% increase in sales each year. And that is really impressive. That is particularly when you think of a business that's been around for 150 years, that sometimes, after that kind of long, it just kind of falls into a pattern. So they said, no, every generation, we're going to work to improve this. Now, like any retail operation in this last 18 months, they obviously were affected by the pandemic. And some of the stories that kind of hit us about Alexandria is she dug in and she said, I'm going to make sure that we're deep cleaning our store. I have to clean it. I'll get in there and I'll do those kind of deep cleaning things at the store if I need to. And not only that, they also set out to say, what are the areas where we want to make sure that we're not running out of product? Because early on, as we all remember, there were some products that were just hard to get. So they said, we got to make sure that we are in stock on things like toilet paper, cases of water, face masks, and shields. So she really took that under her kind of own supervision of making sure they had those things in. Also, one of the things they do beyond the pandemic to support the local community is they've actually created an area in the store that Alexandria kind of spearheaded that is selling just local products as a means of supporting other local businesses. So they really focus on how do we support our community, but how do we as a small business in the community support other small businesses. So such a great story of longevity, such a great story about the next generation taking over this kind of esteemed local business and hopefully guiding it into its next century of being an active and productive business in California.